They said they want to spread out. Okay. They already have some over.
We'll talk about some of these ladies as we go. But somebody interesting we'll keep an eye on there with that number 6 on her hip number. That's to be Sarah Van Dyke from the California Coast Track Club, age 31. So 31-year-old coming in here, mixing it up with these college youngsters. We got some freshmen in here and certainly some seniors. But from the inside, Jada Coffey from South Dakota. She goes in hip number 2. Kelsey Lindley of Utah Valley, number 3. Oakley Olson, also of Utah Valley. She goes hip 4. Sarah Van Dyke, she goes hip 6. Miranda Palacios, Cal Poly Pomona, just a freshman. She's run 10:51 this season. She's going hip 9, and they're off. And we'll keep heading through the lineup. We'll see if I can get through the lineup in a lap and a half or so. Alexa Sindelar of South Dakota, she goes hip 10, hip 12. Aiden Grasse of Loyola out of Illinois. And that 13 hip number, that's Rosine Tracy, the junior from Loyola. Caitlin Emmons of Utah Valley, hip 15. Ava Cornell of Mount SAC, hometown sophomore, goes with hip number 16. Sella Akers of Grand Canyon, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. She goes hip 17. Mariah Finsky of South Dakota. Galilea Jimenez of Cal Poly Pomona goes with hip number 20. Shandy Moore from Cal State Fullerton, 21. Shadira Arnold of Mount SAC goes in hip 22. And that's Riley Fick of Performance Athletics with the hip 23. All right, as we take a look at this second lap. A steeplechase, 2 miles over barriers. Water jumps on every lap except for the first one. Here will be the first water jump. And that's Rosine Tracy from Loyola, Illinois, out front, number 13 on the hip. And in the white uniform, white with black bottoms, that's Riley Fick. Oakley Olson also up there from Utah Valley in the green and white with the black bottoms. And this front pack now of Flick, Tracy, and Olson. A little bit of a breakaway. Seeing a little bit of a gap. But they go 120 on the first lap. We'll get an 800-meter time for you. There you see in 4th position. That's Sarah Van Dyke from the Cal Coast Track Club. And there we go. That's Riley Fick with the number 23 on her uniform. Nice night for distance running, though. Nice and cool, under 60 degrees. The wind was really whipping earlier today, but not so much this evening. Hey, here we go. You hear the PA announcer. 5 laps to go. Rosie and Tracy of Loyola, Illinois now in that second position. Riley Flick, Performance Elite, she continues to lead up front, and in that third position, Oakley Olson. Oakley Olson, a senior at Utah Valley. She's run 10:24 in the steeple. She was 8th this year at the Stanford Invite. That was a PR for her. She was 4th in the WAC Indoor Mile. Sarah Van Dyke, your leader. 2024 was her first year running the steeple. She did that at the Portland Track Festival. But she's a graduate of Cal Poly. Back in 2016, she was 7th at the Big West Cross Country Championships in 2015. But experience certainly up front there. And then Tracy from Loyola, Illinois.
Dick in the yellow, Tracy in the white, a little bit of a gap there.
She ran 10:22 at the Rally Relays for a personal record. And she was 2nd at the Atlantic 10 indoor 3K. And so she's hanging tough up front. But it's the 31-year-old now who continues to lead this elite section in the steeplechase, and they're just over 5 minutes. It's a shot of them on the back straight right at the 200-meter mark. Riley Fick continues to lead. Sarah Van Dyke, the 31-year-old, we talked about her earlier. Got a good crowd out tonight, but no change in the order here as they have 3 laps to go. But that front group now is beginning to create some distance. Oakley Olson getting left behind just a little bit there. But there goes Riley Fick now. You can see she was rabbiting this race. And now Tracy all alone here. She's going to be alone for these last couple of laps. That's a tough way to finish this race, but good pacing by Riley Fick. Tracy's gone 10:22 this season. Now we see a little bit of trouble there. That's Sarah Van Dyke with a little bit of trouble there over on the water jump. One of the rules of track and field, you don't want to end up on a YouTube video in the steeplechase water jump, but she manages to dig her way out of that water, and she continues to run. She'll be coming around the main straight in a matter of moments.
Making a bit of a move, trying to get back up in it here.
Oakley Olson, you hear it from the PA announcer. Oakley Olson, she now starts to make a little bit of a move. Oakley Olson 2nd in the WAC steeplechase last year outdoors. But is there enough time? Is there enough room for Oakley Olson to make a move? But it looks like Tracy now has even widened that gap just a little bit more. And then she hits the main straightaway for the penultimate time. Oakley Olson looks like she's still got some run in those legs, but Tracy is a big lead up to this point. And there you hear the bell. 8:56 on the bell lap. That last lap, 1:23. The pace is dropped off just a little bit as these athletes fight now in the last 400 meters.
Van Dyke will come by for the bell with a lap to go.
But the 21-year-old from Loyola, Illinois, is going to win a Mount SAC title here.
250 meters.
If she can navigate these hurdles correctly, never want to say it too soon. She's over that 30-inch hurdle. Olsen not far behind. Now she has to navigate the water jump and one more hurdle, and she'll bring it home. But a nice sizable lead now as she clears that water jump and moves into the home straight. As you hear the crowd members you hear some of those cowbells ringing. 10 flat there. She's got a seasonal best of 10:22, and she's going to be well under that tonight. Wow, 10:14:36. An outstanding run. Nice pacing by Fick there for the first 6 laps. But then Tracy would bring it home on her own. And that's tough running out front there all by yourself. And she'll lower that seasonal best to 10:14 from 10:22, so outstanding. And a big PR there for Roisin Tracy. Oakley Olsen will also run a PR. The Utah Valley senior will go 10:18:78. And then the 31-year-old, not far behind, Sarah Van Dyke, goes 10:35. She'd cover that last 400 meters in just under 80 seconds. Alexis Sindelar, South Dakota, with a personal best there in 4th place. And Aiden Grasse of Loyola goes 10:48 for a personal record. So big night for PRs, and they just continue to come in. So PR for 9th position, Galilea Jimenez of Cal Poly Pomona. Caitlin Emmons with a personal best, 11:04 from Utah Valley. Kelsey Lindley also a PR from Utah Valley, the senior. Shandy Moore, PR. Sella Akers, Yadira Arnold, Mount SAC. Both Mount SAC runners come in 14:15. Ava Cornell with a PR, 11:36. Yadira Arnold also with a PR, 11:30. And they better buy Riley Fick some lunch tomorrow, because she got this thing going and created a real nice pace up front. There you see her in the orange uniform. She won't finish this, but she really set a nice pace for the first 6 laps, and then it was Roisin Tracy all alone in the last 2.5 laps. And she would lead a barrage of not only season bests, but personal bests here in the distance. First night of distance races here at the Mount SAC Relays. So coming up, the collegiate men 3,000 meter steeplechase, and then the elite men 3,000 steeplechase will go at about 7:15. All the runners have certainly come through, but a complement of 16, and all but 3 run personal records